Hello, I'm Michaela and this is my cry-worthy books video, and I have 4 books to show you today. And the first one that I have is the most recent one, and that was read on my phone, and it's called The Language of Kindness, a nurse's story by Christy Watson. And there are multiple times where this book made me tear up, and I don't normally cry at books, but I have teared up quite a lot with some, and this is one of them. And there's some stories in here that one of them is a premature baby where the mother is a drug addict and she essentially fucks around, and it's quite a heart-wrenching story because the mother does want the baby, she does want to help, but unfortunately she isn't really suitable, and social services are there from the very beginning. And this woman has multiple other children that she's had removed from her care because she wasn't really caring for them, and it's quite horrible to witness the exchanges. And the midwives are trying to be really kind, really understanding, which for the most part most of them are, but unfortunately the whole situation is completely rubbish and you feel terrible, and that is definitely a cry-worthy book. The next one that I have is an obvious choice, and that is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. And of course one of the characters dies in this and it makes you weep. And with this book I was so close to actually crying. It always makes me well up every time, but in the 2 times that I've watched the movie I have wept, and it ruins you, to be honest. And another book and movie that I've totally forgotten about is A Monster Calls as well. The book was so close to making us cry, but by the time the film came on I wept like a child, so that makes 5 really altogether. But that was unreal. That book and the movie adaptation are fantastic, and I definitely recommend that. The next book that I have is Book Thief by Marcus Zusak, and I felt so terrible for Lizo in this. She lost people that loved her and cared for her so much during the Second World War, and Papa in this, I absolutely loved him as well, and I could totally cry. And in the book I welled up and almost cried, and in the book again, as always with the films, I wept. I have never been more gutted about a death in a book in all my life. It's traumatising, and the book was absolutely amazing, and I can't recommend this enough. Have is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. I apologise for this copy being so bad, but it is the original copy that I have, and I do have another copy there, but it's in a box set and I'm too lazy to try and get it out and put it back in. But there's a couple of times in this where on 2 separate occasions made us well up and nearly cry, and it was 2 separate things on 2 separate occasions that nearly made us cry. And I forget what the second time was, but the first time was Hagrid reacting to Harry dying, well, what he thought was Harry dying, and he was carrying him back to the school, and Hagrid's reaction, I was like, Hagrid though, and I felt so crap for him, to be honest. I was like, oh no, funny now. But as with the Harry Potter books, can't recommend them enough, and I will be rereading them soon actually. I like to reread them over the Christmas, especially the first one, which I think is the most Christmassy out of all of them, to be honest. The first one's my favourite though, but this one is the one that always makes us well up. And during the movies there's a couple of times where I've cried. Obviously Dumbledore and Dobby, that was devastating, right? So the films always make us cry the most in regards to any kind of weepy plot, compared to the books, which always have to tear up and want to cry. But all of the books that I've read that nearly make us cry have all been unbelievably good. So it's a good cry, it's an emotional cry, and it's an ugly cry. And I hope you've enjoyed this video today. I'd love to know in the comments what books you've read that have made you cry, or what adaptations have made you cry of those books. And thanks for watching.